Cast your mind back to Hotline Miami. In a darkened, nightmarish room, Jacket faces his own fragmented psyche. A woman in a horse mask worries for his sanity. A man with an owl mask froths with anger and fear at the monster Jacket has become. In between sits the rooster mask, the uncaring creature of mindless cruelty that you control. In Hotline Miami 2, there's no space for any self-examination. The horse and the owl are gone, crowded out by the many characters populating a complex, confusing plot, leaving room only for impulse and hyperviolence, only for the rooster. So what is this game? Well, it's a Lynchian nightmare, a never-ending blood-drenched kaleidoscope. It's a geopolitical thriller. But underneath all that, Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number is an addictive, frustrating, synth-soaked whirlwind of a game you'll struggle to put down. The whole experience is presented as a VHS recording, pause menu complete with static stained tracking fuzz. By means of fast forwards and rewinds, the story lurches from one focus to another. Each new window brings new playable characters with their own mechanics. A gang of fans seek to emulate Jacket's massacres from the original, hidden behind their own animal masks, each with their own fighting style. A soldier fights for the US Army, battling communist Russia in the jungles of Hawaii through a series of flashbacks that feature huge, glorious maps. Throughout, the line between which parts of the game are real and which are not is blurred. The variety of settings has its ups and downs. One character, the writer, has a stylish, optionally non-lethal approach, allowing you to unload weapons to add to your combo meter and knock gangsters out rather than beating them to a pulp. On the flip side, in some levels you control two murderers, a brother-sister duo that operate a chainsaw and guns independently. But the gun-wielding half of the pair trails behind, sometimes jamming in doorways, never quite in position for the shot you need to take. In a game with the speed of Hotline Miami 2, this is unforgivably jarring. Sadly, it's innovation that's done the most harm to this game. Compared to the purity of its predecessor, the story feels both rushed and overwhelming, leaving you longing for the sinfully enjoyable simplicity of picking a mask and going to town. None of it is bad enough to make this an unworthy sequel, but it's a bit of a mixed bag. Just look at the new obstacles in your path. Some thugs crouch behind cover, rising to shoot only when you're visible, making for slow, boring exchanges of bullets. One enemy type rushes towards you and dodges any gunfire before pouncing in for the kill. We appreciated being forced to avoid relying on guns, but the timing required to swap them with a melee weapon bordered on the ridiculous. As for the soundtrack and visuals, there are some eye-wateringly fantastic crescendos, but they are spread somewhat thin. Despite complaints, it's important to remember that the developers haven't forgotten the tricks that made Hotline Miami so notorious. Environment layouts are, on the whole, rewarding and challenging, and at its best, the writing remains cryptic and unsettling. There's still enough here to have you white-knuckled, hitting that restart key again and again. However, under the harsh spotlight of lofty expectations, the game has suffered, sporting iffy new game mechanics, occasionally bland dialogue, and a plot that's hauntingly bleak in one light, but manic and pointlessly gore-soaked in another. A bold attempt to live up to an impossibly high standard, Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number pushes hyperviolence to the limits of its narrative potential and doesn't stop until it's skidded too far over the line.
This video has been brought to you by Jinx TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and check out these other videos. Also, if you want to see more of our shows, visit our website, jinx.tv.